My name Edmund Yakani, Executive Director of CEPO, one of the civil society signatory to the provision of the R-Access. I would like to take this opportunity with high respect and honor to register my concern on a emerging challenge that is facing the faith of the political transitional process through the implementation of the pending task of the R-Access. And the emerging challenge that I'm raising is illegality to do with the shift of power within one of the parties who are signatory to the R-Access, and that is the SPLM-IO, because we have seen a very quick shift of power within the SPLM-IO. And if that shift of power is in conformity with the basic documents for the establishment of the SPLM-IO, and then we have no problem, because whether we like it or don't like it, any shift of power within the parties that are signatory to the R-Access will affect that party's representation and participation within the provisions of the institutions that were designed to implement the R-Access. So our fear is that the shift of power within the SPLM-IO, if it's not properly guided, if it is not procedural, and it is unprocedural in comparison to what is required by their basic documents of establishment, that may affect their participation. And already we have seen and conflicting statements and decisions and appointments taking place within the shift of power of the camps, or the shift of power within the cliques that are competing over control of SPLM-IO as a party. We have seen one party paying allegiance to the leadership of the party, and one party is also paying allegiance to the same leader, but making decisions for shift of power, from appointing new members to the mechanisms and to play a role associated with the implementation of the pending task of R-Access. Therefore, I'm urging SPLM-IO that they should really take into account legal procedures on the game of shift of power within their constituencies. Otherwise, that will affect their role and their representation in the implementation of the R-Access. And already we have seen our GMEC meeting was postponed as a result of a conflicting position within the game of the shift of power within the SPLM-IO. And we are worried that that may affect the transitional process in the country, and that may affect the representation and participation of IO in the mechanisms designed for the implementation of the provision of the pending task, and that may render the R-Access into a big question of legitimacy, in terms of legitimacy of the government of national unity, legitimacy of the institutions for the implementation of the R-Access, and even the relevance of R-Access being implemented per spirit and letter from its day one, when it was signed among the parties who are signatory to the provision of the R-Access. So as a stakeholder, as a civil society, we are calling for dialogue. We are calling for SPLM-IO parties or frictions or factions that are shifting power. They should respect legal proceedings that will not position them to be questioned about legality with their role in the implementation of the pending task of the R-Access. Thank you very much.